What is going on, everyone? It's John C, aka You're the Collector again, coming to you with a different type of video this time. This video revolves around Tom King's Wonder Woman number 18, or more specifically, it's going to be a critique on King's overall performance in this Wonder Woman title. Okay? You've seen me before covering King's Wonder Woman series, but this time I have some thoughts that I just want to put out there to, get it off my chest and clear my head, because I'm getting a little frustrated with this run at this point. Okay, and this is how I want to start my criticism on this run, right? And it's the key word here is decompressed, and according to the Merriam-Webster English Dictionary, decompress is to convert something such as a compressed file to an expanded size. Taking something that could be small and expanding it into a larger size. Okay? That is the key here. Now, let's get into my assessment of King's Wonder Woman. I don't even know what to say. Wonder Woman number 18. Was it a bad issue? That's subjective to what you like. Is this overall story taking too long? Absolutely. Can Daniel Sampere and Tomeu Morey make compelling storytelling art together? Subjective, right? All art is subjective, but the consensus agree that yes, ensure they can do that and do it well. Matter of fact, most readers, myself included, that are on the fence about King's run on Wonder Woman say the moment there's a change in the creative team, they'll drop the series. I'm sure you heard this before, right? I'm here because I love the art. I'm here because I'm enjoying the art. I'm here because the book looks amazing, right? And some people don't even pass the aesthetics. They like how it looks, they like how it reads, and they're enjoying it. That's cool. All fine and dandy with me. Can Clayton Cowles add onomatopoeias that will ring loud in your head while reading a panel? Yes, he's one of the best in the business. And to tell you the truth, some of these scenes where Clayton Cowles just splashes the page with a bang or a crack or whatever the case may be, it actually enhances the product. It enhances the comic for me. So shout out to Clayton Cowles, because letters don't get enough praise in the comic book world. Now, can Tom King get to the point without dragging us through yet another round of allegories or symbolisms in opposition of each other, like patriotism versus government, like in issue number 18 when Captain Glory showed up and and just smacked Diana the US flag, and she took the flag from Captain Glory and basically said, I don't want the flag to touch the ground, when I beat you senseless, because this represents a lot of good stuff and I don't want to taint that. The answer is no. I don't think Tom King can continue to tell the story involving the Sovereign without, just spamming us with all of these symbolisms and allegories. I'm not saying it's bad or it's good. I'm just saying it's been a lot. It's been, the main course throughout the entire story. King has to remind us of the days of yesteryear when Diana was just another character used in military US propaganda, just another lover of the stars and stripes. I'm not sure that in the year of our Lord 2025, this is what Wonder Woman comics should be about, or even have her character in a position to represent or to defend the good, the morals, and the values of this country. At this point, and this is just me, I'll be okay just to see her in a Villain of the Month one issue story type of deal. Look, I get what the Sovereign represents, okay? The rise of oligarchs in the world, the special interests and the powers that be that rule this country and maybe even the world. And I'm sure Tom King knows this better than anyone else, being a former CIA agent and all that. The Sovereign is the equivalent, and this is my take on this. The Sovereign is the equivalent of the fall of the Fairness Doctrine and the Supreme Court ruling on Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. Basically, shit that happens in the real world, right? The power of unchecked misinformation fed to the masses and money being funneled into government for influence in lawmaking. All of this corruption is personified in the character of the sovereign. That's stated and shown multiple times during this run. I mean, specifically, in issue 18, the sovereign is hiding in the White House after his home was destroyed on issue 17. He is literally sitting in the Oval Office in the president's chair. King is being very critical of US politics. Proud for that. Big W for the analogy. We see you, Tom. But this has taken too long, in my opinion. People, listen. It has been 18 issues. Can anyone say what Diana has accomplished? Or just tell me what anyone or anything in this run has accomplished? To be fair, because I'm not being negative here, I'm expressing just my criticisms of this run. To be fair, we can take out the space issue with Superman when Diana and Superman went to this market in space to find a birthday gift for Batman. Then also take out the issue with Jack, the sick child that Wonder Woman took to Themyscira as a Make-A-Wish episode of sorts. Both stories had nothing to do with the overarching arc or the main arc of the series. They were good. I love the interaction between Superman and Wonder Woman. I specifically love Wonder Woman making Jack's wish come through and taking him to Themyscira and all that. I absolutely love that. Okay, no hate on that. Then also, let's remove the 3 issues that tied to absolute power. So we're down to 13 issues total as of this date of storytelling of the main arc involving the Sovereign. I get that the death of Steve Trevor is a big deal, and that event birthed Trinity from Diana's mourning and grief. Say what you will about Trinity, I'm just saying those are 2 things that happen in this run. But even then, all of this is being narrated by the Sovereign, the textbook definition of an unreliable narrator, right? Remember, this whole story happened and is being told to Trinity in some dungeon somewhere in Greece. And if you don't get that reference, that is from Wonder Woman number 800, the very last issue of the Wonder Woman's previous run. And it was an anthology book, right? It had multiple stories. One of them was King's prelude story to his entire Wonder Woman run. Trinity broke into this cavern that had all these safeguards. She needed the help from Damian Wayne and from John Kent to make it all the way to these cells where the Sovereign was just sitting there, already locked up. He was in prison, probably bitter. Why would he tell the truth anyway? His greatest enemy's daughter is in front of him asking questions to him about the Wonder Woman. This Wonder Woman run can be a lie for all we know. King has that safety net, as in he can just retcon everything he wrote at the end of this run. I'm not saying I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying it's a plausible outcome. So, just be ready for anything at this point. Let's look beyond the aesthetics and the monumental efforts by Sampere to make this interesting and enjoyable. What can you say has been resolved conflict-wise, story-wise, action-wise? We are still dealing with the Sovereign 13 issues in, and all in decrepit man with a lasso that can make people believe lies, which, by the way, we just found out he never worked on Diana. Apparently, her struggles were more of a Diana versus her own thoughts rather than struggling with the lasso of lights itself. She let herself get caught so she could rescue Cheetah. Where in the actual fuck do you even get that? When was it stated by Wonder Woman or any of her allies that she knew Cheetah was being held hostage? When? I might have missed it entirely, or I just don't remember this being a thing at all. And I'll come back to that later. Let me insert here a sort of editor's note. My good friend, the Godfather, Cody Collects, took the time to show me the panels when Diana and Minerva actually sat down. Minerva was the one to say that Diana let herself get caught so she could be reunited with Cheetah. In retrospect, it does look like it was planned, even though there's no discussion about it by anyone with anyone. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of implied task here or implied understanding by just going back and rereading a lot of this. And I'll get back to that, okay? Now, another issue I have with this run. If you're a fan of the extended Wonder family, I feel for you, especially if you're a fan of Cassie or Yara. Not necessarily Donna, because if you don't like what's going on with Donna here, you can read the Titans book, and I'm sure she's doing great over there, right? But Cassie and Yara are nowhere else to be found. And I say this because Tom King continues to kind of struggle to incorporate them consistently in any point of the story. With the exception of like 3 different moments, they're just there. A few times, there seems to be a glimpse of hope that maybe King is in fact doing something, anything with them, just for King to sit them on the bench again. For example, right, because I'm not just throwing stuff out there for you to agree with me. I'm going to give you some examples of, my point of view on this. It happened in the fight against the Rogues. All 3 ladies fought, or rather competed against Diana for the right to be in this so-called war. They all lost, but in the end, they decided to still help. Then what happened? Diana went against 5 villains by herself. The girls showed up only to capture Sergeant Steele so they could interrogate him later and eventually let him go. Not keep him detained or anything because he apparently needed to be free by the time Absolute Power came around so he could be alongside Amanda Waller for that story. They didn't bother to help with Giganta or Grail, but I guess now we know it was part of the plan. And I'm just in air quotes here, right? Because letting Diana get pummeled by a giant and then a new god, followed by getting captured, tortured, beaten, and humiliated just so Wonder Woman could get dumped in some body of water to wash up on an island so finally she could be reunited with Cheetah, and eventually, with some luck, after fighting her lifelong enemy, she could convince her to join the Wonder family. Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. Listen, in retrospect, to be fair here, binge reading these issues might give you the illusion that the Wonder team was cooking something. But even then, nothing is clear. Nothing is stated. It's just implied by everyone going through the motions. Like I said before. Another example, on issue 17, the girls actually got the jump on the villains, with Donna getting my favorite moment from the issue. She puts the lasso of persuasion on Giganta and she says, "Grow, bitch," and Giganta is persuaded to use her powers to enlarge herself. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a cool visual at the very least. But again, after they have their moment in their fight and they destroy the Sovereign's home, 1 issue later, Diana makes her move to confront the old man. And spoiler alert, the Wonder Girls weren't there to help Diana. Who was there? Cheetah. Yeah, Cheetah stepped up to fight Grail. I shit you not. But speaking of Cheetah, let's not even mention what her role was in the assault against the Sovereign. Let's do a roll call here really quick. Cassie attacked a battleship that supposedly had the Sovereign's riches inside. We never saw the inside of the ship. We're just trusting the narrator's voice, which we already established is an unreliable narrator, right? But that, nonetheless, Cassie attacked this huge battleship and destroyed it. Donna went all the way to Gotham, to the sewers underneath the city, and fought and killed Solomon Grundy for some jewelry that he was keeping inside of him, safekeeping it for the Sovereign, apparently. Yara robbed a bank that held money for the old man. You heard me right. Yara robbed a bank. However, Minerva seemingly murdered a man in cold blood for the cause. I don't think anyone from the Wonder family would be okay with any of this in any other run, in any other depiction, in any other interpretation of these characters. Robbing and killing? Color me stupid. I'm not the most knowledgeable on these characters, but it just seems weird they would do any of this. You might say, and I can already feel it, in the comment section coming up, you might say, oh, but this is a Wonder Woman comic. You can't expect the Wonder Girls to be the leading characters. Well, fair, you have a point. but it was Tom King who introduced them in the story, not me. I didn't get on social media and harass Tom King to add these characters to a story without a plan for them, right? I didn't say Tom King, hey, I need the girls to like be in half the fights and then sit them on the bench doing nothing when it matters the most. I didn't do that, did I? No, Tom King did that. And you know what's crazy? Maybe this is the real reason why I'm making this video. I just seen Tom King on Comic Pop Returns YouTube channel say that the standard to tell a good story should be 4 issues, because Frank Miller made Batman Year One and The Dark Knight Returns in 4 issues each. I'm paraphrasing here, of course, but those are his words, more or less. He also mentioned that he feels the weight of responsibility to the customers because comics are $4, $5, and $6 a pop. But here we are, 18 issues in, past 4 times 4 the amount it took Miller to do Year One or The Dark Knight Returns. Yet, nothing to show for. Honestly, I'm open to discuss this further if necessary. Like, if you think I'm full of shit, or that I'm a rage baiter or a clickbaiter, or that I don't know anything about this run, I promise you, I have collected and read all 18 issues. Check my reviews here on my YouTube channel or any other social platform. I've gone out of my way to praise the highs of this run in every single time. But this time, I feel different. Things just don't add up. Let me leave you in a good note, right? Because it's cool to criticize, but it's better if you have a solution to the problem, right? If you're looking to read any current Wonder Woman book, just get into Absolute Wonder Woman by Kelly Thompson. Don't waste your time or money on getting caught up with this run. It's not worth it on single issues. Matter of fact, I'm not sure I even recommend the multiple trade paperbacks. I would just wait for this entire run to be done and collect it as a whole, because my guess is that it will be better to binge read the whole thing. I don't have a choice at the moment. I'm 18 issues deep into this. It's too late for me to just drop it at this point and don't find out or don't read for myself the resolution or the ending of this arc. Once the current arc ends, I'll drop it from my subscriptions. If I hear it got better in the new arc, which by the covers it looks like Batman is going to be all over this, I might come back, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Final thoughts, just to make a little comparison here. Now I understand how the readers for Seth Wells' Amazing Spider-Man felt. They tried to push through it, and in the end, they felt disappointed. I don't know if I would stick around for 50 plus issues. That's some real fan commitment right there. For now, I'm seeing this through. Tom King and his Sovereign era won't be the end of me as a fan of Wonder Woman comics. Like I always say, if this is not doing it for you, wait it out, sit it out. Eventually a new writer, a new artist will come on the project and, maybe do things that actually work for you. I'm not saying this run sucks. I'm not saying this is the worst Wonder Woman comic ever. That's not even close. I'm just saying this is taking too long. There has been some neglection on some of the characters, and I don't see a reason why dealing with the Sovereign should have taken more than maybe 6 issues. 8, if you want to compress it a little bit less, right? But 13 issues, and I'm assuming issue 19 is gonna conclude the arc on the Sovereign. That's 14 issues on this story. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think this is worth 14 issues. That's just my opinion. I would like to know what you guys think on the comments. Let me know. Am I full of shit? Did I miss something? Am I just don't understanding what's going on here? Or do you think it's worth it? Do you think this run, $4 or $5 monthly comic is worth your time and money? Let me know. Like I said, I'm willing to discuss this further. But with that being said, my name is John C, aka You're the Collector. I want to thank you for watching. And listen, when I say I want to thank you for watching, I truly mean that, because I know there's hundreds of other channels and people that cover comic books as well, that have better diction, that don't speak broken English, that don't have a heavy accent, that are easier to understand. I am self-aware of all of my shortcomings. So when I say I want to thank you for watching, I truly mean that from the bottom of your heart that you're taking time out of your day to watch me rant or talk about comic books. It really means a lot to me. So you have a blessed day, and remember to read more comics.